بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله قائد الغر المحجلين وعلى آله وأصحابه. وبعد، الكبير الرابع والعشرون: الكذاب في غالب أقواله. Major sin number 24 says, is an excessive liar. Compulsory, or not even that, he says a compulsive liar. Al-kadhab fi ghalibi aqwalihi. In most of the statements that he makes himself as he's lying. Not all of the time. He may say certain things that are truth or truthful, but most of the times he's lying. He's making kadhib when he speaks 9 out of 10 times. قال الله تعالى إن الله لا يهدي من هو مسرف كذاب. وقال الله تعالى قتل الخراصون. وقال تعالى ثم نبتهل فنجعل لعنة الله على الكاذبين. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار ولا يزال الرجل يكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا متفق عليه. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم آية المنافق 3: إذا حدث كذب وإذا وعد أخلف وإذا اؤتمن خان. وقال 4: من كن فيه كان منافقا خالصا ومن كانت فيه خصلة منهن كانت فيه خصلة من النفاق حتى يدعها. إذا اؤتمن خان وإذا حدث كذب وإذا عاهد غدر وإذا خاصم فجر. متفق عليه. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم من تحلم بحلم لم يره كلف أن يعقد بين شعيرتين يوم القيامة ولن يفعل. رواه البخاري أيضا. Al-Dahabi rahimahullah, he begins the chapter with the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, الشهادة to mean إن الله لا يهدي من هو مسرف كذاب. Allah subhanahu and exalted does not guide a person who has the following traits. He says those who are musrif, or those who he was a musrif, he is excessive, an extreme, kadhab, a liar, and a liar. The next verse, Al-Dahabi rahimahullah ta'ala, he then says, قُتِلَ الْخَرَّاصُونَ. Allah the Mighty and the Majestic, he says, cursed be those who make things up. They conjecture things in their lies. قُتِلُوا, they're cursed. Allah the Exalted, he also says, ثُمَّ نَبْتَهِلْ فَلْنَجْعَلْ لَعْنَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَاذِبِينَ. Surah Al-Imran, speaking on calling people to determine the truth. Call your people, we'll call ours. أنفسنا وأنفسكم, your nisa, our nisa, so on and so forth. At the end of the verse it says ثُمَّ نَبْتَهِلْ, and then we make the mubahala or the ibtihal. See who's lying, and let's invoke the curse of Allah upon those who aren't telling the truth, upon those who are not telling the truth. Al-Muhim, we're not here to explain that right now, this morning. These 3 verses from the Quran can improve the impermissibility of lying. And that not only is lying impermissible, but it is hated by Allah. And we see consistently, all 3 verses, the word or the concept of curse is used. The concept of curse is used. So if a person is cursed, then obviously all of his transactions and dealings that are based off of the lies are going to be cursed as well. This person establishes a government, and the government is based off lies. A person establishes a center, a foundation. Someone may even establish a masjid that's based off of lies. There's not going to be any barakah in that establishment, ever. Because its foundation is kadhib. Just like a person who establishes a country, or a constitution, or a republic off of dhulm, oppression, off of killing and murder, bloodshed, stealing a person's land, taking it from them. Everything that's going to come afterwards is going to be like that. It's going to be dhulm, dhulm, and dhulm. There's going to be more and more bloodshed, and there's not going to be no barakah. That's going to be cursed, because the asl of the foundation is what? It's fasid. It's rotten from the beginning. So these 3 verses prove clearly what the author said. And khair inshallah. But the concept of al-kadhab fi ghalib aqwalihi, in most of the statements that he makes, me personally, yani wallahu ta'ala alam, it's not clear to me. It is not clear to me the reason behind making that restriction. Whether the person's called a kadhib or kadhab, it's not clear to me. It hasn't, يعني لم يظهر لي وجه التقييد. Why it says في غالب أقواله. And a person who lies, and most of the times he tells lies, he's called kadhab. Aslan. They call him that. And everybody knows that. A person who's a liar doesn't mean every single thing he's saying is a lie. But he lies so much, he's lied so much, he lies very often. Even when a person jokes, no one takes the person who jokes what? Serious. And there's a time in which he's telling the truth. Like the famous childhood story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's one of the stories in America you learn in elementary school. They tell you the story. The boy said, there's a wolf coming. They got up. I was just joking. Second time, third time, and last time he did, it actually was. And he was doomed. So because he was joking and also lying, no one what? Took him serious. So therefore, the one who lies all the time, people really don't take him serious at all. So I don't see the reason behind that. Al-Muhim, hada kitabuhu, is the Imam, great Imam of the Ulama. This is his book. That's the way he wanted to write it. And perhaps there's a reason and a secret why he did that. That's why I said what? Lam yadhhar li. Not it's wrong or doesn't make sense. It hasn't cleared to what? To me. Moving forward, and a person may say, well, who are you? For it to become clear to you. Right? I'm the one reading the book. And if I'm reading the book and translating the book, in order for me to translate it and make a shot and commentary, it has to be what? Clear. Not meaning that it matters to me. I'm nothing. Imam Dhahabi, rahimahullah. Khairan, inshallah. Hadith number 179. The Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, kadhib leads to wickedness. And wickedness leads to the fire. A man will lie, continually lying all the time after time, until he is written down to Allah and with Allah as a kadhab. And this hadith is muttafaq alayhi. The Prophet says, hadith number 180, there are 3 signs of a munafiq. Whenever he speaks, he lies. When he makes a promise, he breaks it. And when he's entrusted, he's treacherous. He also says 4 things, 4 characteristics and traits. Whenever they're found in you, then that person, you will be a munafiq khalisan, waliyadu billah. Where he says the person will be a munafiq, he'll be a pure hypocrite. And he who has 1 out of the 4 will have an attribute of the munafiqeen until he stops doing that. Stop having that characteristic. When he speaks, he lies. When he makes a covenant, he's treacherous. And he also says, when he's entrusted, the things we mentioned before, he says, he says, when he's given an amana, he breaks it. He's treacherous. When he speaks, he lies. When he makes a pact and an agreement, he breaks the agreement. And when he argues for something, he behaves in a nasty and ignorant manner. He has to slander and curse and revile, and spit and growl. He has to make things up, bring things to the table to get his point across and to get what he's trying to get in an argument. Whether he's refuting somebody, whether he's in the courtroom, whether he's having an issue between his ex-wife, something like this, he has to be a fajr. He has to curse and slander. He has to insult. He has to cause injury to the person when he's fighting an argument for what he's trying to get, his haqq, whether he's right or whether he's wrong. And we've explained these hadiths in our class on Al-Lu'lu' Marjan, is that it doesn't necessarily mean that a Muslim who has one of these or does these things is a kadhab or is a munafiq. However, if all 4 things are felt strongly, something is wrong, seriously. And this actually, so when's the last time you've seen a Muslim like this? A Muslim who lies whenever he speaks, never keeps his promise, who's treacherous, who behaves like this. You may find a Muslim who has 1 of the 4, who has a problem, an anger problem. He may lie, doesn't make him a kafir, so on and so forth. But all 4, very seldom. You find a Muslim who behaves in that type of manner. He's a truthful man. Everybody clear on this? Everybody understand this? The brother who may get upset, really upset. When is the last time you seen him lie? The one who's a liar, in many cases, is a coward. And he doesn't get angry like that. The one who keeps his word, look at that. But all full, everybody saying this? That's a bit difficult. Khayran, inshallah, and others, they say those who have these characteristics, then he is imitated the munafiqeen. He's similar to them. And others, they say that these things are the nifaq al-amal, nifaq of the actions, and not nifaq al-i'tiqad, the nifaq of one's belief. Khayran, inshallah. Hadith number 182. He says, anyone who claims to have a dream or a vision at night, which he actually didn't have, he didn't see, then he will be placed, or he will be put in charge. He says, أَنْ يَعْقِدَ بَيْنَ شَعِيرَتَيْنِ, to connect and fasten between two strands, two pieces of hair or two strands of wheat like this, something that he can't do. In other words, it's going to be severe punishment in or after for he who does this. And this hadith is collected by Imam Bukhari. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أفرى الفرا أن يري الرجل عينه أو عينيه ما لم تريا رواه البخاري أيضا. He says from the worst lies is for a man to claim that his eyes saw something that they didn't see. Oh, this is the dream that I had last night. I had a dream with me and you in it. I had a dream I was here, I had a dream I was there. And he's lying. The Prophet says, إن أفرى الفرا. It's the worst firya, from the worst firya to make. وأخرج حديث سمرة بن جندب من بطوله في منام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيه أما الرجل الذي رأيته يشرشر شدقه إلى قفاه ومنخره إلى قفاه وعينه إلى قفاه فإنه الرجل يغدو من بيته فيكذب والكذبة تبلغ الآفاق. Hadith number 184, he says Imam al-Bukhari has also collected the hadith of Samra ibn Jundub, the very long hadith about the dream of the Prophet ﷺ at night. And in that dream he saw a man being punished horribly, terribly, and another man, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the dream, he asked Jibreel about the interpretation of these people being tortured like this. He said, as far as the man whose face was being ripped open, his cheeks were being ripped back to the nape of his neck, and his nose being pulled to the nape of his neck, and his eyes being pulled to the nape of his neck, he says, and that's the man who wakes up in the morning, makes a lie, and it reaches, it says, al-afaq, the horizons. Just stop and think about this. This is over 1,400 years ago the Prophet said this hadith. Just ask yourself the question, a man who lies during that time and that location, what's the chances of his lie reaching the horizons from Arabia? Everybody saying this? Now think about, I'm not saying, just you need to think, that's all. Think about 2016. A man wakes up and the first thing he does is what? He sends a text message. Or a tweet, or Instagram, or this or that, or a status, or he makes a post, which is kadhib. And how many followers does he have in Hafiz? Not people who read, but just followers in general. How many? Only 1,000?
More than that, depends.
On my Twitter, how many tweets? How many people read your tweets, More than 1,000, Sufyan? How many? Just 1,000, that's it?
1,000. Millions of people.
And so on social media.
Millions of people.
So this person, he may live in South America, Guyana. Then another, you have a cousin in Canada. Then you have a friend in Africa. Then you have a distant relative in the UK, in this continent. And he has friends, he has followers, he has groups. So just think about how one lie, whether it's about deen, dunya, a dream, anything, let alone Islamic liars, unfortunately, a fatwa, or YouTube video, how many people watch the video within minutes, and that lies all across the dunya, as they say, becomes what? Viral. It's dangerous. So this hadith right here is considered to be a crushing blow, a snapping of the vertebrae to junkies of social media, those who are addicted to lying and lies on their pages. How many lies you find on YouTube? Videos, total lies, fake stuff, tweets, this, that, fulan and fulana, and this one, alan and alana, and abu fulan, and ibn fulan, and abu fulan, sheikh fulan, and this fulan, soccer, football, this, that, all types of stuff, lies. And they press a button and it what? Reaches all over the place. This is their punishment while they have the left. So we should be mindful of this. We should be mindful of this when we lie, when we listen to lies, when we entertain lies, when we know that a person is a liar and he has a history of being a kadhab, you still listen to him and take the advice of the sheikh. Even though the one who translated and brought it to you is a known kadhab. In his own country, he's known to be a liar, a womanizer. This is his character. It's known. But, yani, still want to listen to him. We're still going to take it and we're going to forward it as well. Think about this hadith. Moving forward, he says here, وعنه صلى الله عليه وسلم يطلع المؤمن على كل شيء ليس الخيانة والكذب. روي بإسنادين ضعيفين عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. And the Prophet is also quoted to have said, a believer could be prone to do everything except for treachery and lying. And this hadith is reported, he says, بإسنادين ضعيفين, two routes of narration which are both not that strong. We mentioned this hadith already in several chapters. He said a believer could possibly do this and possibly do that. He says, yutba, could have the natural desire to do these things, except for treachery and lying. And this is very deep meaning of this hadith as well. This is also authentic or not. You may have a desire, you have inclination towards this, a fitna of nisa, fitna of money, fitna of kada, desire for this, but for you to just have the pure natural taste of lying and khiyan, being a backstabber, stabbing people in the back, treachery, spreading people's secrets and this and that. That's something that's far-fetched from a believer. We agree on this? We agree on this, Sheikh? A believer who drinks alcohol is weak. But for him to be a backstabber, no one likes him. If it's not the case, two-faced person, a khatim. That's just something difficult. It doesn't mix with iman at all, period. He then says, وعنه صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن في المعاريض لمندوحة عن الكذب. The Prophet ﷺ also says, when using indirect expressions, it frees you up from lying. Using indirect expressions free you up from what? From lying. In other words, as if the hadith is saying there's no excuse to lie. Because you can what? Use ma'arid. Are you coming from such and such a place? Where it says, I'm just coming from here. He did come from the place, but he didn't come directly from that place. Nothing. For example, a person may feel uncomfortable about something that you ask him. Everybody understand this? He may feel uncomfortable about something that you asked him. Everybody clear on this? Using indirect expressions. Your wife, she asks you, how's the food, honey? You say, alhamdulillah. You smile. You never told her that the food is horrible. It's too much salt. Ugh, what do you think when you cook this? You have an iron glove on when you put the salt into the pot. This is what you're feeling and thinking. But you say, what? Alhamdulillah. That's an indirect expression. Do you like the food? Do you like the recipes? Alhamdulillah. I never agreed. I never said that I liked it at all. And I never said I didn't like it. I said all praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is just a brief example of what? Of ma'arid, or indirect expression. A person may say, this is the best spaghetti I've had, huh? Yeah. And he had other spaghetti before that was even what? No. Even nastier. So this spaghetti is the what? It's the best that I've had. Not meaning it's good. I don't like it. But it's the best that I've had. Everybody doing this? And that's a whole issue in itself. The concept of, is it permissible to lie to your wife? Is it permissible for a woman to lie to her husband? Some of the ulama, they explain those hadiths to mean this. And that you cannot lie. But it's just a what? Indirect expression. But that's a class in itself. وقال كفى بالمرء إثما أن يحدث بكل ما سمع رواه مسلم. And it also states it's sufficient for a man to have amount of the ithm, for him to narrate everything that he hears, for him to pass on what? Every single thing that he hears. He says this hadith is collected by Imam Muslim. This hadith is collected by Imam Muslim in the introduction of his Sahih. There's a very, very, very long discussion on that. Hadith number 188. وقال المتشبع بما لم يعطى كلابس ثوبي زور رواه مسلم. وقال إياكم الظن فإن الظن أكذب الحديث متفق عليه. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم ثلاث لا يكلمهم الله الحديث فيه مالك كذاب رواه مسلم. He concludes the chapter with three more hadiths saying, Hadith number 188, المتشبع بما لم يعطى. He who pretends and acts like he has something that Allah has not given him, كلابس ثوبي زور, is like wearing two garments of kadhib, two pieces of clothing of pure lies. This hadith is collected by Imam Muslim. He's wearing a set of what? Of lies. An outfit of kadhib. Hadith number 188 or 189, beware of dhann. He says, beware of suspicion. Beware of too many pre-assumptions. Dhann, thinking and feeling something that's not even right. Because this is akdhabul hadith. Is the most untruthful type of speech. And the Prophet also says, three people Allah will not speak to, towards in the hadith, and from those people he says, Malikun kadhab, is a king who is a liar, as we've mentioned before in many chapters, and the hadith is collected by Imam Muslim. Wallahu subhanahu wa ta'ala alam, may he protect us all from this major sin, and all of the major sins, and all of the Muslims, and forgive us, and forgive those who may have fell into any of these sins before.